Okay, it looks like we're live, so welcome back. Today, I'm going to be, hopefully, improving C strings. So here's the GitHub. So, a bit of background. Um, so on the Discord, there was a conversation about strings in C, and like passing around the length as an argument and such, because, um, well, I can show sort of how C strings work, if you are not familiar. So you have a string, like this, and it is whatever, so it's, hello world, something like that. And then at the end of the string, um, there's always a null termination character. So basically that is how you can get the size of the string. So like when you call strlen or whatever, for example, on stir, it basically iterates through the string until it reaches the null termination character, and that's how you get the length. Which this isn't exactly ideal for a lot of reasons. So if you want to get the length of the string, you have to iterate through every single one. Whereas in a lot of other languages, strings are stored where you have the string, right? Hello world. But then you also have the length to go along with it. So how long is this one actually? It's like 13. Yep, 13. 13. So you have that stored. And this is basically the string. So, yeah. But in C, it doesn't work like this. This would be very helpful because then you can just use stir.len, for example, and then you have the length. So if you're iterating through it, you have a for loop. Yeah, it makes it super easy to just iterate through the entire string and then do so. Because you don't have to get the length every time or pass it around or whatever. But you can do something quite similar to this in C. So in C++, there is something called a string view, which basically stores, like, I don't know if it's really used much in modern C++ or whatever, because I don't really use it much. But basically, it has the string as well as the length, and that's sort of what we want. So this is sort of based on Zoding. He has an implementation of it, very similar to this. String view is based on that. Same thing. Yeah, this same thing. So that's sort of what it's based on. This is where I learned about it. And yeah, so it's going to be pretty simple. It's not that complicated of a thing. So I will write a hello world. I can type. Okay. And yeah, so I will hello world. Alright, and there's a string right there. And it is null terminated. Okay. Then I will build out a save file. Okay, well, extra and pedantic too, sure. Okay, so I'm gonna make sort of a library. And this is something that I'll actually probably use a lot, because it can be very helpful. Alright, let me just make sure it all works. And there we go. Hello world. Yeah, so basically what we need to do is define a structure. And this will be the string view. There we go. So we need two things in here. We need the data, or the string. It's called data. And we also need a size t with a length. And it's supposed to be a semicolon. And there we go. That's pretty much it. That's all that we need to do, really. So yeah, it's gonna get in the stream. No, just kidding. Okay. So now we need functions to go along with it, because it's not necessarily super useful like this. So we need a function, say, to convert a C string to a string view, because that's normally how you're gonna be doing that. So it's gonna return a string view, and yeah, so we'll just call it view create, for example. And we're gonna take data, a string, and then we also need to take a length. Okay, so if we do that, then we can just basically initialize a new string view, and yeah, we can set the data equal to stir, and we can set the len equal to len, and then we can return view. And I'm pretty sure that's about all we have to do. So basically, you have to worry about the lifetime of this. The user has to, because it's not allocated or anything like that. But basically, we'll just adjust the pointer in the struct to point at whatever you pass in there. So if you have a string literal like this, I'm pretty sure it lives through the entire lifetime of the application. Obviously, there's other things where you'd have to worry about allocating it on the heap and the stack and whatnot. But let me make now just a view create. So string view create. Yeah. So we'll just pass in a string here, hello world, and then we'll also pass in the length. So we can do strlen of hello world. You can also do you can call size of on a string literal like that, and it will also return that. So I have to do -1. I can show that. And this actually happens at compile time because it is it's a compile time operation. And then you do -1, and that is the correct size of this. So it'd be 13. 13, yep. Okay, so that hopefully works, assuming I didn't do something wrong. And we should be able to print it out. So there is some issues with printing. This won't cause an issue, but there are issues that could be created. So let's call that view actually. View, we can print it out like this. We do have to do .data. So now if I build this and run it, hello world, it prints it out. So we created a string view. Now, there are some ways that you have to print it. Like, there could be a situation where you don't have the null termination character at the end. You still have the length though. So you can print stuff, I forget exactly how the syntax goes, but it's something like that. I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly how it goes, but basically you can specify the length in there as well, the number of characters to print out, basically. Something like that. Okay, and that just prints out the first 10, yeah. And then I don't know exactly how you get it. How you get it to work like that. Let's see. Yeah, that might not be right. Trying to figure it out because I don't remember exactly. But yeah, basically you can do something like that, and then you'll be able to print it out. So it will still work with printf. I will figure that out later though. Okay, because right now we can just use that because we're using C strings. Okay. So that's how you can create a view. Now, it might be helpful to have a macro for this, especially if you're doing it with a string literal, because it could just expand to this size up, and then you don't have to type it out every time. But yeah, that's not particularly important. Okay, so something else you might want to be able to do is take the string view and convert it to a C string with a null termination at the end, if it doesn't already have one. So that's not going to be too difficult to do. So yeah, we will return a string here, I suppose. So this can be view to C string. Okay, so it's going to take a string view as well as yeah, not a pointer to it, and then we don't need anything else because it has the length already. And then we can initialize a new one. Maybe you should pass the string instead, and it will just modify it. Because otherwise we're going to be allocating it, and that's not exactly ideal to do in a library like this. So yeah, maybe we will pass a pointer to the string. And then not return it. Because we just modify it like this. Alright, so we'll take the string. I'm just imagining it's an empty string, I suppose. Let's see, is that ideal? Maybe not. Let's see. Maybe we'll return a pointer to it. And we'll just allocate it for now, and then I can adjust it later. But yeah, we'll basically make a new one, which can be allocated by the character times view.len plus 1. Yeah, so we need the plus 1 for the null termination. Okay, so then we can do stir copy on the stir view.data, and then we want the length of it, so we can use the view.len, and that should copy most of it in, and then we just need to set stir view.len equal to the null termination character, and then we can return stir. So it does allocate it. I'm not a big fan of it, but I can adjust that later. Let's see, unused variable view. We don't use it here. So let me do create a new stir equals view to C stir view, and then let me just print out the stir. Make sure it works. Usually functions that receive a buffer also receive its size, so you can check it inside. Check the size of the buffer. Okay. Need string.h. Hey, how are you doing? Okay, yeah, let's be lib too. Alright, well, so it did work. So it gave it the null termination character, which this does have it in this case, but we're assuming there might be a case where there is no null termination at the end, and that's why we have to set manually. Okay, and it does allocate it, so like you would want to free it or whatever. Yeah, I'll adjust that later. But that is just an example. So then there's some, so you don't allocate it inside the function. Yeah, I'll adjust it later. I'm not too worried about that because that's not going to be like a super common use anyway. But yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. But now, yeah, now I'll implement some other functions, and then I'll go through and I'll clean it up and adjust things. But now, yeah, so we want some functions like that are in string.h, for example, like the string compare. String compare, that is something that we're going to need. So, yeah, we can return an int, or a bool, but I'm not going to use bools right now. Okay, so basically view compare, yeah, something like that, and we'll take a string view, view1, and then string view, maybe I'll just call it a and b, and then we can compare it pretty easily. So I can get rid of this, I don't need that stuff. Also, hi, how are you doing? Okay. So, yeah, basically we can just iterate through. Well, I is less than, let's see, so we can just pick the length. Well, actually, first of all, we could check this. If a.len is not equal b.len, then we just return false. So yeah, I can just do it like this, return 0. Otherwise, we can iterate through. Yeah, it doesn't matter the len that we use. And then just basically if a.beta is not equal b.beta, then return false. Return 0 rather. And at the end is return 1, and that should pretty much be compare, if I did it right. So I can create another view, which is the same. This will be view2, and then print out the output of view compare, view, and view2. Okay, let's see. Compiler errors, none so far, so let's see if it works. If we run that, it is 1, so that is true, and then if I change something here, it should be false. Okay, and then if it's there, it's still the same length, and it is still false. Okay, so should work then. Should work fine then. And it doesn't use the null termination character at all, so it would work without that. In this case, it does have it because of how it's initialized. But yeah. Okay. So I think I can do that. I'm going to make the changes quickly. Basic string view implementation and a view compare. Yeah. And then I will keep working on it, of course. So there's some other things. So what other string functions would we need that come from the standard library, like in string.h? What are the functions in there? String.h. Actually, I think I can use the man page. Shoot. Actually, no, I won't. Is this right? No. How do I get the man page for the specific one? I don't remember. Yeah, okay, I'll just look it up. So, string.h. And let's see. So we can implement some of these for these. There's not very many because like most of them are for like copying them and such. Concat, we could have something like that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'd want one to convert it. Hello, Alavaz, how are you doing? Finds the first occurrence. Yeah, so we could make some things like that. So like some trim and index of, things like that. So yeah, we could have an index of. It's gonna be view index of. Okay. So we're gonna take a string view, a, and then just a single character. This one's called view, and then character is target. So if it's not in there, we want to return what do we return in that case? So yeah, we can't return a negative number. Yeah, like I'm thinking on the failure case, what would we return? How does, let's see, so there's stir. Let me look at that. So that returns actually a pointer to it. Yeah. Alright, well for now I won't worry about that. Okay. If it's not in there, I don't know. For now I'll just return 0 or whatever. Which obviously won't work because it could be at the 0th index, but okay, well I is less than view.len, that's fine. And then if view.data I equals target, then return I. So that's basically what we have to do. And then at the end, yeah. That's the issue with using unsigned. Like I would return -1 if we could do that. But can't do that exactly. Okay. Yeah, you just return. Stars return 0 there, which isn't great, but yeah. Let me try that. So let me do view index. Okay. View and I'll just do like first index. Maybe it should be called that. First index. It's kind of a long function name, so maybe I should revise that. But that's basically what it is. Because you want the first index. Alright, so what is the issue with this? It is one of those. Okay, length variable, that's fine. So it is 4, so is that correct? That is actually correct. The first index of it is that. And if I get rid of this one, then it should be 7. Okay. Yeah, so that works. Pretty simple. Yeah, there's not very many complicated functions, that are commonly used that you would want to implement it in here. Maybe we could have one for like trimming, like trim left and trim right to get rid of white space. Alright, so let's see. I'm gonna kind of want to organize these in a good way. So that these two make sense to be on top. Alright, the ints, yeah. Alright, so that is fine actually for now. Right up here though, I will have a string view. And this will be, yeah, so trim left. And yeah, we'll just take a string view and then we'll trim left. And we'll return a new string view. Do we want to do that? Yeah, we'll return a new one. Or we could just use the pointer to it and modify it, but probably don't want to do that. Yeah, we'll just return a new one. So yeah, we'll return result. So we'll make a string. Well, we don't need to make it yet. Alright, so we can iterate through it. It's less than view.len. And then yeah, so we'll actually really want to do wall. We'll need an index actually. Wall view.data I while it is space. Is space. I don't think there is one of those. Alright, is space. Then we just want to do I plus plus. And then we just want to return. Let's see. Maybe we could even just modify. I don't know. Well, so we could have return. Let's see. Can I initialize it like this? I think so. Dot data. Do this. Dot data equals view dot data plus I. I think I can do something like that. So like pointer arithmetic. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and then dot len equals view dot len minus I. Okay, let's see. Does that work? Can you do it like that? Probably not. Alright, and we do need C type. Okay, yes, that's not gonna work, so I'm going to have to initialize it first. So this can just be string view. Ooh, you can do it like that. Okay. Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you. I did not know that actually. Okay, so that I think should work. I'm gonna get rid of this view 2. So let me try it out then. So yeah, view trim left. Yeah, so let me just initialize this with some white space there. And then print it out before and after. Before is that. After is that. Okay. So yeah, it's still gonna have the null termination character at the end. So I don't need to worry about that. So we can pass view trim left, and that's what I should call it actually. So and actually I just want to pass view dot data there and that. And I can do dot data. Okay. Yeah, it's not called view trim left because I didn't. Yeah, I want to like prepend it with that. So it's like a namespace kind of thing. All right, let's see. And it did actually work. So it trimmed it all the way to the first one. And I can make sure by printing out the first character only. And it needs to be a character. And make sure it is not white space. And it is not. Alright, perfect. Okay. So that worked then. So yeah, and then we probably want trim right as well. That makes sense to go with trim left. So yeah, you just need to do it the opposite way essentially. Okay, that is gonna make it, yeah, might remove the null termination. Okay, trim right. And instead, I start at view.len. And we do I minus minus. Okay, so returning it like this, isn't gonna quite work. We can still do the len minus I. We can't do that, because we're starting from the end, so might need to just, let's see, how can I do that? So what, really want to just remove it from the data. That could be null, the null character. What do you mean? The dot len is before the null character, because data len is outside. AC max plus C, that'd be fun. Funny. Data len is outside. How do you mean? Wait, was that, where was that at? That you're saying data len? Oh, okay, you mean here, actually. Yeah, so it needs to be len minus 1, right? Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see, okay. Yeah. Okay. I understand. Yeah, but now we need to return the data with the offset, but at the end of the data. So, okay, yeah, I did figure it out. So, so we want it to start at the start of that, and we want it to end, and at the end of it. So, really, yeah, if we just the length, then it's fine. So, yeah, the length minus I. I think that works then. Let me see. I won't work well just printing it out, though, because of the null termination. But yeah, if you print it out properly, you can. So view create. No, I don't want view create. I want view trim right view. And yeah, it's not gonna work. It's not going to print it out properly. Actually, you can't even tell. So let me put yeah, you can't really tell there, but it does actually print it out. You can see from that when I highlight it. So I need to look. Basically, it is. First end character of string, but I want to be able to pass the value. And I don't quite know. Yeah, so it's like this. But can I do that with a value in there? Does that make sense? Oh, is it like this? Might be like that. Hey, let me try that. Because I don't remember exactly, but I do know it exists. So dot that s. And then you pass the length there. Yeah, okay. So then view dot length. But actually that's not gonna work still. That doesn't work. So it's supposed to be int. Does it have to be casted to an int, or is there a way to make it not an int? Yeah, basically do it, I can just cast it to an int for now. Yeah, but I think it's going to do it with the size D. Yeah. I don't want that around. Alright, so that actually... Oh, shoot. Yeah, I forgot to update this size of. So that's why it, does that. Let's see. So, let me just copy this. And yeah, just do size of that. Alright, that's why it was doing that, and I want the -1 still. Okay. So now, yeah, now it still prints out the whole thing. Because I didn't update it. So I need, like, string view new equals view string right view. Yeah, that. And then I want to use new.len and print out new.data. Okay. And that didn't work, so it did not work. So I did the len wrong. Actually, just can equal I. That's what it was. Okay. There we go. And now it trimmed one too far. So I need to actually, it needs to be I plus 1 because we go 1 too far. And there we go. Now it actually trimmed right. Trimmed the white space off the right. So we can also do view trim left, and it should trim the left as well. If I do it like that. Yeah, there we go. So then it trimmed the whole string. So there we go. There might be some issues with it. Your string should include a cat field too, so you can optimize the append function. No reallocation for smaller appends. I don't understand what you mean exactly. Like cap field? Like the yeah. I don't know what you mean by that. mm, yeah. Small string optimization. That's not what you're doing here. Okay. So it's something different. Okay. Yeah. So obviously this isn't ideal when you want to print out every time. So like what Zoding does in that implementation of string view, there is a macro for both of these. So you kind of just can do something like this. Yeah, you have like, I can do it. Yeah. It's like that. That is what that one uses. This could, yeah, I don't want to call it the same thing. But basically just view print. And then we also need to pass it in here. We can just pass the string view and it automatically expands into that. Because the view print would be what I had there. So it was, yeah, I can define that. Because that makes it more useful for printing. Yeah, it's just like %s % dot that s. Yeah, but string. Do that. I forget how macros work. Len as in length of actual length of the string cap as in capacity, where it holds the actual memory you hold. During memory allocation, you allocate more than requested. So when the user wants to append, you can simply increase the len value and copy the string without reallocation. But you mean store that on each string view, like in the actual thing? These don't hold memory. Yeah, they don't hold memory. They point at the memory. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so then that still works. It should still work. Print it out. Yeah, then you can have something to pass this as well. I'm not thinking about that now. It's mostly just that, because I forget the syntax for that. So having a macro for that is useful. Okay. So what else, what other functions would be needed? Trying to think which ones I would use, like, often. Like, maybe, let's see. Same thing as CPP or glib strings. No, it's not exactly the same. C++ does have a string view. I guess I closed it. Let me see if I can find it. This is what it is from. It is in the C++ strings library. That's what it is. It's a view to it. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So it's not the same as a regular C++ string. Okay. So did I have, yeah, okay, so I had that appended to them all. Alright, so what other functions would I want? That would be useful. So maybe like a, let's see, what is there actually, let me open that string view up again. String view. Right here. Okay. Yeah, so what, let's see. Methods? I don't, let's see. I guess it doesn't have methods. Operation, so you can copy that, remove prefix. Imagine you have a giant text file, you load it into a single buffer, and you're done with memory allocation. That would be like a slice is what you mean? But you want to split that text into smaller chunks, like when parsing. Alright, I could do some of these as well. Find first of, so I have that. Maybe I should call it that. First up. I think that makes sense. Okay. Using views for that is most efficient. Yeah. Yes. That is a good example of that. Yeah, and then find last of could do that as well. Alright, in many cases. Yeah, I can implement some of these. Find last of. Okay, and you need to start at the length. I is greater than 0. Minus. Then, yeah, return that. Otherwise, yeah, it still returns 0. So, okay, so you don't make anything with the memory outside of the view. It's more like finding, filtering, and replacing character. Because you don't allocate anything and all your views are the same size. Oh, you mean like okay, in memory, they're the same size. Okay. Yeah, I think that will do it, right? It needs to be view_len -1 though, right? That's it. Yeah, I think so. So then, let me make this, actually get rid of that. Okay, and just do let me print the first index of, actually not that, or the last index of, len view last of, yeah, just, let's see, v. Okay, and 11. So is that actually right? Oh, it's 12. So I might need to, I need to return I plus 1, right? Yeah, because it starts at 0. Well, actually, the 11th index would be that, right? Yeah. Okay. So that's fine. Okay. And what if, so if it's not in there, it returns 0, which isn't great. Yeah. So, like, if I do, P is not in there, it's going to return 0. Yeah. Maybe you can make a split function that takes a character, replaces that character with a 0 value, and returns an array that contains the pointer to the strings after the 0 byte. Okay. So let's see. So a split functions. Okay. Character with that. Okay. So basically, what you mean is you would have a string, like this is a string, and then you mean split, split by like a character, right? Yeah. So split. Well, would be two. There's split by and just split, which would be white space, right? But something like that, and you pass that in there, and then you pass the character that you want, and then it returns an array where you have pointer to this one, pointer to this one, and a pointer to this one. Is that what split is? I don't remember exactly how split is, but basically you'd have all three of them in there. In this case, replaced with that. It wouldn't really be like that, but they would all have their individual length. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and with string v, you don't need the null termination. You just pass it with the correct length. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. So let's see. So it's gonna return view split. Okay, and you pass the array in there. Okay, it's all pointers of that to the array. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you just pass the array in there, so that makes sense then. And we can return. Okay. So yeah, view split. Okay. So I would probably have split halfway to Elixir for a new language. That is part of the reason. I do plan on using this for that actually. Part of the reason I'm doing that. Split, I think I'd have split, which would just be for white space, and then another one, which is split by, in which you pass the character. I think that makes sense. Yeah, so I'll do this one first. String view, and then character. I got the limiter, right? See, sure. Doesn't matter. Okay. So, and we also need the array, yeah. So, I guess, it would just return a, can use searcher in standard library, they have similar feature for finding. Alright, yeah, let me look at those, because I've not really used them. View split S and view split C. Okay, I see. So S would be string. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Have to go, but have fun. Alright. Have a good one. Thank you for watching and helping. Okay, finds the first occurrence of the entire string. Okay. Okay. And then what was the other one called? Stir-chur. Okay, I see what you mean. Stir-chur. Last occurrence of the character. Alright, well, so this is... Alright. Yeah, I don't really want to use those. Yeah, because, well, how do they act, like, if it doesn't have a null termination character? And it could try to overread, right? Because you don't pass a length to it. Yeah, so I'll probably just re-implement it. It wouldn't be that hard, right? So would it be... Yes, they don't have versions. Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, so I probably won't use those, because there are going to be some instances where you don't have the null termination character, and then that makes it rather difficult. Okay, so just an array of string views. And then let's see, is that what you would want to pass? Yeah. Okay. Or would it be an array of characters and just return C strings? Let me see. I don't know. I'll do the string view for now. Okay, so yeah, basically we're going to be iterating through u.len plus. Okay, and then if it equals that, well, first of all, you need the can use that sort of like a stack. So we can have the array index, and then we can have we're gonna have the current character pointer. Pointer. That can be called cur, I think, and that can be pointing to view.data initially, and then we can set it with the offset once we encounter it. Okay, I think that makes sense then. So, and we can use I as the. Let's see. Use I as that. Would we want to keep track of the size as well, or could we just use the pointer to get the size? Probably could use the pointer. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to take a quick break before I do this. So I'll be right back. Like 3 minutes. Okay, I am back. So when you find the index of that character, you actually find the length of the string. New old pointer returns the length of the old pointer. Oh yeah, new minus old. Yeah. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. While I was in the bathroom. Yeah. So, yes, that is how we can find that. Okay, so the current is that. Then we want to. How do I compare two union types? I don't know how you mean. Two union types. Depends on how you want to compare them and what the specific use case is. Okay, so we have the index in the list, so that is where we're going to append it to. And then if view.data I equals C, then we're gonna do so. Remember, yeah, I remember that. Yes, but I don't remember how you are comparing the types. Or I don't know how. Okay, so if it equals that, then this is where we are going to be. So we want to take this. So view.data plus I. I can do this. I don't really do that though. Using wrap unions with a struct and add a union t enum type to know which one I selected. Yeah, that is what I do as well. Try to build a linked list, and I'm doing a function in which you have to pass a value, and the linked list searches for it. Okay. Yeah, we have the union, so you have to know what the type is of the current one. Okay, we got data I minus current. And then we have to update the current as well. And this is what we want to append to that. So we can equals this, and the dot data is gonna be that, and then the dot len. Actually, that's the len. So yeah, dot len equals that. And the dot data is going to equal the curve. I mean, the len is that. Okay. So I think that'll work then. Something like that. Okay. And then, yeah, and then we just want to append this to the array. So array index plus equals new. Okay. Something like that. And so that should set that. And then we want to update curve. And this has to be curve. Okay. And then curve equals, shoot, it's pointing to that, but maybe it should, I guess it doesn't matter. So then curve equals, so this needs to be that, yeah, so that'll work actually. Curve equals, view.data plus I. And I might need to do a +1 to get rid of the character that we're at. Something like that. That might not be exactly right, but it is somewhere along those lines. And then we can just return 0. Okay. Let me build that. And it does actually compile. Okay, I'm gonna try it. I don't think it's complete yet, but I can find out. Let me just do, get rid of this. So what? A new view. Bring view list, and this will just be 4, for example. Okay, something like that. And then I can pass it. So view split by view on the character. We'll do O, and then I will pass the list. Actually, I might not be able to pass it like that. Something like that, though. Let me see. So does it compile? It does compile. Then I want to actually print a list. So I is less than, we don't have the length of the list, so maybe we can even return that. But let's do I is less than list. So we're gonna have 2 occurrences. So I'll do that. And list I want to print that out. So string got this, okay. And I can do the format thing. And do list I dot len and list I dot data. I need to pass it to an integer. Okay. Compile it and run it, and okay. So yeah, and then that gets rid of that. But do we want to? Yeah, we don't want to keep it. So let me put space instead, and then make this 1 because we're only going to have 1. Hello, and then we get that. But we do want 2 of them actually because we have we have the next part of it. So at the end, we actually want to append that as well. The other part of it. So we can do, basically want to do the same thing, but at the end. So actually, whoops. I might need to make I here. Oops. And just use I. We don't really need to set current here. Hello world. Yeah, because we're not going to use it there, so we don't need to set it again. And then it does actually append both of them. So that is good then. And then if I make it 3 and I change it back to O, we should have all 3 parts of it. Okay. Yeah, so that's good. And I can make it a different string, so I can do something like that. Hello there, sir. Return the length of the array. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, and I will do that. Because there's not really going to be an error code, so... Yeah. Okay, and I forgot to change it, so I'm going to use the underscore. And there we go. Alright, so that, seems to work. So we can, yeah, return the length, which is going to be array index. Okay, and then we can have, so I'll make it, integer, we can return that. The array equals that. I is less than 11. There we go. And okay, so that works, and I should be able to expand. Okay. Yeah, so macro for that would definitely be helpful, so you don't have to modify it 2 places. And there we go, it automatically works. Automatically. And if I change this, so yeah, the space one, maybe I don't even need that, because you really can just use space as a character. So yeah. Okay. And then, so probably would want one for strings as well, like substrings, but I don't really want to do that yet. Yeah, so we don't need the split. This can just be split, and then you can pass a string, or pass a space if you want that. I think that makes sense. We should at the end play Super Tux card again. Alright, I'm down for that. If I have time. I will do that. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty helpful. That is a helpful thing. Okay. So, then, yeah, so we could have split, so now maybe like chop by delimiter, that kind of thing, where it will remove up to the first one. There is overflow case. Oh, shoot. Okay. Overflow case. Like, the array overflowing? If array has not enough sides, yeah. Okay, I could probably, so you could pass the array size, the max size. Could maybe do that. That might be a good idea. Like, do I want, because otherwise, yeah, that's what I was thinking, max size, yeah. Okay. Max size. Max length maybe? Or the max size. That probably makes more sense. And then, array index is greater than max size. Equal to. Then, yeah, just return array index. Okay. That should be fine. Yeah, we don't pass it now. Array is. Alright, I don't know what that is. Yeah, I haven't heard of that one before. So, oh, naming convention. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying type. Okay. Sure. Okay. It doesn't matter much to me. Alright, so then, yeah, the max size there is going to be 4, so... it doesn't go past that, but if I add one more... Okay, then it should break. Yeah. Okay. So we don't return like that, but it just stops there. I think that is okay. Yeah. Okay. That works. What was the other thing I was doing? Oh yeah, so chop by delimiter. Maybe it could just be called chop. Unless chop is for something else. I'm not sure. Let's see. So void chop, view chop. So we take a string view and a character. And yeah, we just basically offset it by however much amount. So it's pretty similar to the first index of, except we're not returning the index of it. Yeah, so that, well, it's like this kind of, except, instead of just doing it to not space, maybe I can even do that one better. Okay, yeah, but basically, we do something like that. So what am I gonna return here? I'll return a new string view. I really could just make it a pointer to it, but, I don't know if I should do that. Return cause the last string to be removed now in the split function. Yeah. Yeah, because it, just does that thing. But then the actual, the view still contains it, but it's not in here, and that's fine. Because if I made it 5, it would overflow. Yeah, stack smash it. Yeah. Keep it inside the last string. Oh, okay. Yeah, could do that. Alright, so that would be so we would need to check here. Hello, how are you doing? How are you doing? Okay, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that. Sissy Emmy? Maybe? I apologize. Just followed, thank you. Okay, so we check that. Hi, how are you doing? So if it is less than that, then I'll be back. Otherwise, we want to return it just up to the current thing. So actually I can do -1 here probably, because then we'll be on the last one. So yeah, something like that. Okay. So and then, whoops, whoops. Okay. Something like this, except we don't do this. So okay, that's I. Call me Emmy. I apologize. I am sorry. I'm not good at pronouncing things. Okay, data plus I. Yeah, and that's just what we want there. And then the length of it is going to be u.length minus I. Okay, and then it should append the last one. Yeah, we had some issues with that, but, alright, that actually doesn't work. Shoot, because I'm setting the len equal to that. So I want this to be, that's I, and then this is going to be, what are you doing here? I'm implementing string view in C. Which string view comes from C++ right here. String view. Yeah, I can put it in the chat if anyone wants to take a look at it. Yeah, just basically an implementation of it in C. Where the length, we have a pointer to a string, and we also have the length of the string stored within there. So it makes it easier, so you don't have to pass it around as an argument and such. Okay. So the length, yeah, is length side. Okay. Yeah, we don't need to set the current though, because then we're going to return here. Or do I want to break? Working on a simple license code verification system. I want to enter the code inside the browser using a QR code, but I don't know how to do it. So, how do you mean enter the code inside the browser using a QR code? Okay, yeah, that's not quite right. So I messed it up here. Plus I. which was the language you made an interpreter long ago in Go? It was Forth was a language I was building the interpreter for. The project was actually called Gorth. Here I have it here. Gorth. Yeah, and it's just a Forth interpreter, so it doesn't stray from that at all. I didn't actually document it very well. Yeah, I wrote one in Go and one in Rust as well. And they're feature like identical in terms of features. Okay, so for this, I want to data equals that plus I, so that makes sense. Maybe I messed this up. Say the code is 1234, then I want to generate a QR code web page that has 1234 inside the browser input field. So you mean generating a QR code for it? Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Yeah, maybe this link is helpful to you. QR code encoding library. Yeah, that might be useful. I don't think that's right. Yeah. So I was right on that, but the length minus I, is that right? So let's see. So we have the length, and then subtract the. Yeah, that should be fine, I think. Data plus I. All right, let me print it out because I'm not sure exactly what's wrong. So I can do view.data plus I. That should print out 3, and then view.length minus I. It does have the information, so that should be fine. 1. Okay. We lost the expand though, so why does that happen? Because it should just be grabbing it. We just want to break, and then we can use this one. So if equals array size, and break. Okay, and then we can generate this here. Actually, equals array size minus 1. Yep. Okay, no, that doesn't work. So I need to. What I need is JavaScript. We could try JavaScript. Really, you could do it. You could do it without JavaScript as well. Okay, data equals cur, which cur is set to that. Okay, so. The billion things in npm, yes. So do I really want view.length minus I? No. Alright, let me see. One 4. So why does it end there? Yeah, I'm not too appending to that one. I don't know. So data plus I. So that is not right. So it should be happening from here. Oh shoot, yeah, because now that's an index. So Mm, 6. Yes, that's the length. That's not what I want. -2, I like that. No, that's not. Maybe you meant somewhere else. But yeah. Because I want it to grab from here. Like, it's not, so something like this. You mean this -2. Okay. That's what you mean. Okay. Yeah, I guess that would make sense then. Still should get rid of the space though, so I think I need to do +1. -I, -1. So yeah, do that here as well. Because, we are on a space in this case. Okay, there we go. So that is what I wanted. And does it still work? If it is proper size. Yes. Okay. That is better. And if I make it 2, then. Yeah, I can get rid of this now. Yeah, I didn't split at all though. So, because we do the -2, so that's not great. Because we could have split it into 2. If I do 3, then I'll have like that. So that's maybe not quite what I want. So that's why I can't do that exactly. Unless I break here. Yeah, so this breaks instead of the other. Well, yeah, then we get stuff that we don't want, so that's not good. Hmm. Yeah, so the break is not right. What is the array index when I return here? 2. Yeah, so it should be able to be one more than that. No, I guess not really, because the 2 is that, so we'd have 0 and 1. So that actually. Yeah, but the length should be the same as that. Yeah. Alright, well. Okay, it's good. I'll come back to it. I want to try this chop now. So, yeah, basically you take a character and then it will remove all the things leading up to that. So it's pretty much the same as this. Well, the left one. Similar thing to that. Except we're not checking is space, but basically while it does not equal. It's not equal character, or or I equals like that. Yeah. And pretty much I think it's just this. So you chop. Yeah, so then we don't have to pass all this because it just modifies well, returns a new view. So view. What's that? And then I just want to print. Can I have a reverse function maybe? Yeah, I will do that. That is a good idea. View print. A new line. Okay. View chop. No, I already had that. So print out the new. Data and new.len. That's it to an integer. Okay, and let's see. Okay, and it did actually do that to the first space, but really I want to do one more than that, right? One extra, because I want to get rid of that. Let's do I plus plus again. Or I can just return I plus 1. No, let's do I plus plus again. Except I don't want to do that if the limit is there. So maybe I could do. I can't do that. So that means it was not there. So I don't want to do that. Do well. Do well. That do what I want? I want that though. No, still not quite right. Yeah. I think instead I'm just gonna have to check at the end. I kind of want to do this anyway because I want to return. Well, I don't know what I could return as. Well, it would just basically be an empty one, I suppose. Then yeah, I can do y plus plus. Otherwise, yeah, we'll just return an empty one once it gets to the end. So there we go. That is what I want. So if it's something that's not in there, like z, then it should just be an empty one. We still get a u. What is that about? It's a len 1. Not me that way. Must be 1. And it's trying to print stuff. No. That's not good. So, probably went negative. Okay. So I can't do it quite like that. So, yeah, that's not good. Let me. What is the? What is I? 127. Okay, so that is not good. That's not good. No. Okay. Okay. That is closer. What is the 0 about? So, yeah, the length is 26, so that's not right. No, that is 26. I want to print that out, and then this prints nothing. Okay, I see. What are the rules for fourth? So there was actually this very useful thing. It was easy fourth. This is what I used. Basically just an implementation of all the stuff that it says on here. And this sort of shows how it works. I also have, for RS, or faux RS, which is basically the fourth interpreter in Rust, which has a lot of the stuff about it that I actually documented. So I can put that there as well. So yeah, either of those. Basically, yeah. Okay, yes, that worked then. So the length is that, and then that is that. Okay. So that is what I wanted, so I don't need this. But yeah, so it still should work if I type space. It should get rid of the first word, and there we go. Okay, so now reverse. That should be pretty easy. So spring view reverse, view rep probably. Okay, so yeah, we'll just initialize a new string view. Result. I will 0 initialize it. And then I can iterate over. Let's see. Actually, I want to start from the view.len. I need greater than 0. And then I just want to do result.data equal data I. I need an index actually. So data 0. Or I could do I minus len, right? That worked. No, hang on. It's I. Yeah, I think I can do that, right? Okay, so if the length is like 14. I think I can do that, actually. Something like that works. I believe so. I guess we don't have this, so we need it to point to the data. Or I could try to reverse it in place. So maybe it should be that result.data not because I don't want to allocate it. So I could pass another argument for it. Yeah, because this is gonna modify that one, and that's not great. So yeah, maybe I should do a reverse in place, where you swap them and then. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Kind of don't like that, though. Maybe I could just pass the data. And then also the data X. Yeah, the size of it. So, just to make sure. So if outline is greater than data S, then yeah, we have a problem. So can't really return null. I can do that though. I think that will compile. Okay, so something like that. And then result.data can equal data that we pass. Yeah, then we say result.data that equals view.data I. And that's pretty much it then. So then at the end, just return result. Yeah. Okay. Is it? Okay, so I have an issue. It seems to be semicolon. Alright, let me see if that actually works. View rev. And I do need to pass a buffer in there, so oops, dot data. So it's not gonna have the null termination character, so I do need to use the proper printing. View print, and yeah. I can actually I'll make it a new variable. So I'll do this instead. View rev. And then buff in there, so I'll just initialize a buffer. Make it like it doesn't need to be that large. It's like 32. That's buff, and then 32. It's hard coded, doesn't really matter much. Okay. Yeah, I don't need this, but I do need new.data and the integer of new.length. Okay. Let me see. And it did not work. Okay. So the length is not greater than that, so that is not the issue. Let me also check if new.data equals null, then it is null. I don't think that is the issue. Yeah, so it's in here. I did this wrong. So this might actually not be right. So if we have the length, minus 1. No. Well that becomes negative then, right? No, it shouldn't. Let me try having a. Actually, we don't set the length of it, do we? But we can actually set it easy. Result.length is like equals not len, but view dot. Yeah, so that wasn't the issue. What is view print and printf? That's just a macro, which expands to this. So, which basically allows you to pass two arguments, to printf. So you can pass the size, that's the number of times you want to print, and then also you pass the string that you want to print. Yeah, that's basically just what it expands to is this. Because this could not have the null termination character. So if you just use this and try to print it, it could actually overwrite and then you get some errors. because you read too far. So yeah, this is just a macro. That's all it is. Okay, so let me just make a. Let me just try this. I think we don't need to use this, but if that is the issue, then that is not the issue. Okay. Ba-bum. Hmm. Alright, where does it fit? So it must be in the loop. Alright, so it just gets stuck. Because I did I++, not I minus minus. Okay. Yeah, so that almost worked. We did go. I did actually figure it out. Yeah, GDB. Could have used that. A lot of times it is faster to just put a print statement if it's something pretty simple. Also, I'm not very good at using GDB, so. And -1, -1. Okay, so we do go one too far, so I need to fix that. Kotlin. Oh, but we don't have the H, so that is not good. Equal to 0. No. Hmm. N minus I plus 1. Okay. Hmm. Cannot work. Yeah, well that's yes, that's always true, so I can't do that. We do need to actually. Oh, that actually broke. Hang on, what? Okay. So length is that. Yeah, that's what I need to do. So how can I do that with that actually? So I need like one extra iteration. So that might have to be. Yeah, you are using size T. Not now. Okay. So that makes it work then. So I did reverse it. Hello there. So, hello there, sir. Expand 1. Yeah, so that did work. Yeah, so then I can, you rev new, view rev, and reverse. That's actually going to overwrite the buffer, so I do need a buffer too. And then I can print out both of them, and yeah. Revenue. Revenue. Okay. And it did not work. So what did I do wrong there? Pass the wrong thing. Okay, there we go. That is better. So yeah, first and then reverse back. What do I return for this actually? Should I return like string compare? Probably shouldn't be. I think it makes more sense to return like this. So then it returns true. They are the same. I think that's fine. If not that. Then yeah, just so 0. Just to see if it crashes. So it shouldn't crash. I don't have a certain. Okay, did work. And then if I do this, it will fail. Perfect. So that is what I wanted. Okay. Alright. So yeah, that's pretty good. So let's see. So we have reverse now. Chop, which chops to a certain delimiter. So maybe it should be you can call chop, that's fine. We have split, which splits into an array using the characters. Let's see, we have get the last of. Hey, there were some other ones in here actually that I want. Last not of. So do I want to do that? Probably not. R find the last occurrence of a substring. So I could do that. Do stuff with substrings. I don't know that I want to do that though. Find characters. Okay. Yeah, well I have we have first step. So how does this work? Find. Alright. Find a string in there. Let's see. Find that. Alright, I could do that. Check if it contains the given substring or character. Yep. Check if it ends with, starts with and ends with. That'd be pretty easy. Okay, I could do that. Just return an integer probably. Let's see. I want view. There we go. View starts with view, and then we also need the character. So if view.data 0 is not equal c, then return. Well, actually, I can just return view.data 0 equals c, and then everything else works out. Okay, you can do the same thing with end with. Whoops. Ends with. Okay. And instead of this, we want view.win. What -1 though, right? I think so. So yeah, something like that. So I can try that. I can get rid of these. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Okay, I'm open. Okay. Okay, I can get rid of these. And then I can just print out. View starts with view, and let's do h. Let's see what happens. That is true. Okay, I'll make it something that's not to be false. Okay. And then I can do ends with. And let's see. So it should be false. Okay. And if I make it e, it'll be true. Perfect. Okay. So that is good then. That was pretty easy to do. Okay. Compare. Yep, we have that. Turns a substring. Copies characters. How does that work? So copy that. Just copies it into a new one. I don't know. I don't know that I need that. So yeah, maybe I should have something we can find a substring in there. So alright, have quite a few functions here now. I can actually make this thing. Need some trimming and talking function. None others. Alright, I will push that. Okay. Yeah, so we got quite a bit of stuff now. So yeah. So I could make now. What was the one that I was doing? Yeah, so fine. So what is that gonna return actually? Constant expression. So just if it's in there? Or the index of it. Probably finds the index of it. What do you find the index? Actually, I don't know. I don't know how to read this exactly because I don't use this. So is this what it returns? Is constant expression? Because I don't know what that is. All right, position of the first character of the found substring or end position. Okay, so it is the position. Okay. Fine. So I'm gonna do it with the string. So yeah, so you just pass maybe you pass another string view in there. Yeah, I could do that. Okay, you find. So you pass a string view. This is A. This is the one that you're gonna find. So this is like the needle, right? A needle in a haystack, right? I think that is correct. Might not be. And yeah, so then okay, so then we're going to want to return. We're gonna check first. So if you compare, and we want past that, and then also want to create a new one. So you create and want to pass the current index. So we want to do. Can't really do that. So we kind of need to make a new one. I want to do that each time. Make it here. Okay, string view compare equals, and then dot data equals haystack dot data, but then the dot len equals needle dot len. Alright, something like that. And then we want to pass compare into there, except we want to do compare dot data plus equals odd. I think you can use plus equals like that. And then we want to pass them in here. So we don't want to create. We just want to pass compare. I think that'll work. I can also just use string create. So or view create. String view equals view create. And yeah, I can pass in dot data and needle dot like that. Alright, so if they are the same, then just return odd. Then if we get to the end, yeah, I'll just return 0 again, but that's still not great. Let me see. That does compile. View find, and then I will make a secondary view. See sub view. Because view create, and it will just be expand. You want to find that. So alright, pass that in here. Let's see if it works. It is the index. Return 0, so it did not work. Okay. Okay, needle and compare. Actually, first of all, I can check if haystack dot no, if needle dot len greater than haystack dot len, then return 0. First of all, because then it's not gonna work out. I don't think that is the issue though. Also assert no, do it here. Because I want to make sure that is not true. That's okay. Okay. So yeah, why does this not this might not be right. Equals Alright, it doesn't have it at all. So I must have messed something up. I'll get rid of that. Okay, there we go. So howdy, how are you doing? How are you doing? Alright, return 16. That actually I think worked. Okay, 16. Yeah. Alright, that is correct. Wait, is that right? Alright, that is correct. Yes. Just use C++. No thank you. Okay. Yeah. We are taking this from C++ though, because it's the string view, which was implemented in C++. So, using C++ and C, basically. I don't need to print this down. Alright, so that is the index, and that seems to work. If it's not in there though, if it's just Z, return 0. Okay, so that is, yeah, it's not great, but I don't know what else to return when you're returning an index like that. So, I could return, like, a structure, but it's not exactly ideal. Yeah, so it's fine. Alright, what else do we want? So we have find then. So we could check contains. And that could just return true or false. Okay, yeah, I could do that. Int view contains string view A, string view B. Yep, so we'll just do that. Okay, so it's going to be similar to this. Well, it's basically exactly the same as this, right? Except instead of returning this, we just return 1, otherwise return 0. And this doesn't work, because it is not called that, so... it is the same thing, so I think I can still call it that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure all the rest of it is the same. So if I do view contains, like that, then it is false. So, yeah, it's not in it. 1. Alright, yeah, I think it worked. So, alright, yeah. It's a little bit repetitive, like, for some other ones, but I think it's fine. I'll actually move this. I'll move it up to where the other ones that return int are at. So it's a little bit organized at least. Okay. We got most of the things implemented now. Could have removed. I kind of had that basically. Okay. So what else? What else? So it contains, yeah, so this starts with C. I can take care of it. So I could make, the string one as well. Yeah, probably start with string. So yeah, and then instead of this, we pass another string. So we have A and B. And then basically we just need to check, the string compare. Yeah, so basically, we're gonna have a view compare on A and B, except we can't just use A, because we need to create a new one basically. So string view compare equals view create. So it's similar to what I just did. You create with a.data and b.length. Okay. Then we can do compare and b, and then just return that. I'm pretty sure that's all that we have to do if it starts with the string. So, yeah, if I do this, starts with s, view and subview, and you can put that out, and it doesn't. If I make it hello, then it does start with that. Okay, and there we go. It does actually work. Okay. And then we can do ends with as well. It's a little bit more complicated. Okay. So we have that. I'll copy it. Oops. And there we go. Ends with. Okay, so we still need to create that. Except we want to use the end of the data. And that should be fine then. And then we want to compare it. Compare them. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, alright. So I think that actually is what we want to do, right? I'm not using it. So that should be false. Then if I make it 1. It's not right because I need to actually subtract 1 from it. Yeah. Let me print out the data. It's not. So that doesn't quite work. Shoot. That's not what I want to do. I want to do plus a.len. There we go. That is better. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So then if I make it seem like that, it will not, it is not correct. So it'll be 0. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty good then. Pretty good. Yeah. So that's pretty much all the ones that I want from here right now. And the cool thing about it is if I'm using it and then I want something else, I can just implement it and then use it. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't need iterators, all that stuff. It was really just these. Subster, what is that? So returns. Alright, that doesn't seem very useful. I don't think. Yeah, that's most of what I want. Pretty much it. Okay, I should probably make some tests for it. I don't think I'll do that right now, though. Added a few more. Yeah, maybe I'll make a macro for something. So, like, create. Yeah, you create. Yeah, where basically it will expand this if you pass a literal into it. And yeah, so it can just, will take an argument, so string, a literal, and it will expand into you create literal, and then size of literal minus 1. So yeah, I think something like that will work. String view sub view equals literal create. Okay. It should work like that. Okay. And if I run this, that is false. And then if I do this, that is correct. Okay. And I should be able to print it out. So if I do view print, view print, and then integer of view.len and view.data. Okay. That is correct then. And yeah, so I should probably make one for this as well. So like you are sure. Yeah, just pass view into it. Just like that. And it'll expand into view.len. Alright, something like that. And that should work then. Okay, there we go. So that is a bit easier to edit like that. Than typing it all out by hand. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Any helper methods. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. I think that's pretty much it. So I probably will be ending soon then. I'm just gonna look through and see if there is something else. Hash. Mm-hmm. We also look at let's see. This is what it's based on. What functions does this have? Yeah, so they're all defined here because it's a header only library. So from parts, okay, from cster, trim left, trim right. Alright, we have those. Just trim. So I guess I gets rid of all white space, right? I could do that. Take left well. Okay, chop by delimiter, chop by string view. Okay. Yeah, have a lot of these then. Next equal in our case, that can be useful. Starts with. Okay, yeah, have that. 2U64, that's interesting. Oh, okay, I guess it's like ASCII to int kind of thing. SV chop. Don't know what that would do. Yeah, so I have most of these in. Chop. Yeah, what is that? Okay, so it gets rid of the. Looks like it gets rid of the digits. Okay. Yeah. So pretty good then. I'm happy with it. Alright. Maybe I could add update the read. And then I'll probably be ending the stream. Alright, so alright, well so right now you do that and it runs it. I should make it probably a header only library. I can do that off stream though. Then I'll update this accordingly once it is there. Okay. So basically, should I list the functions here? Maybe I should. So I can open this up and shoot, I need to get ignore too. I always forget that. Okay, so can I just see? There we go. Alright. Functions. View create. Yeah, and I should probably show what it takes. Alright, don't want that. That's not what I want it to do. Maybe I won't pass the arguments. I should. I do. Okay, hopefully that works. Alright. And then this should be in a code block. And I probably need to do this. Yeah. Okay. View create, and then view to cster. Yeah, basically just making the header file for it. Yeah, so maybe I can just even copy this. Okay. And then I will also have, what they do. Probably isn't the best way to do this. Let's copy it up. right? Alright, last one. Okay, so there's that, and then I can have just a comment which sort of explains what they are. So, this one creates a string view from a pointer to a character to a string and a len. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory though, but you know, converts a string view into a teaser, currently mallet, but that will change. Okay, let's see, trims white space, trims left until not white space, trims right until not white space, compares to string views. Alright, next if string view starts with text if string view starts with other string view. Text if string view ends with other view. Nope, that is for the next one. Shoot, that's not what I want to do. Want to. There we go. Okay, and this is checks if string view ends with character. Okay, check if string view contains another string view. Checks if no, this is returns index of first index of first occurrence of character in string view. Okay. Returns index of last occurrence of character in string view. Alright. Yeah, the names are pretty self-explanatory mostly, but yeah. Splits string view by limiter C. Places string views into array R. Let's see. So this one moves starting characters up until index of C. Let's see. So this shoot actually. Alright. Reverses. Which had a thought there. Let's see. Finds string view in another string view. Okay. I also forgot to do this here. Alright, so there's that. Let me also have the structs. Which is only one, so struct and then yeah, so you can see the values of the fields. Okay, so we have the len is a size t, and then we also have the pointer to a string. Okay, so that's what we've got there. Functions, and then there's also macros. Macros. Not what I want. Alright, so we have. I don't remember what they are. Let me open it up. Alright, view print. Let's see. Stands to for printing with print F. Okay. Then we have view arg. View stands for print F, passing the length and the and string data. Okay, and then the last one that we have is literal create, which, yeah, it's a literal. Let's see, so basically creates spans to you create, basically, yeah, you create literal and literal, for creating strings. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Now I'll add a keep ignore. Main, there we go, build it all, hit remove main, add anything else. Hit ignore and read. Hit push. Alright, yeah, so I'm gonna be ending the stream then. So, let me make sure that worked. Okay, yep, looks good. Yep, structs, functions, macros. Alright, yeah, so that's good. Well documented then, so it's clear how it works. And the main got removed, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's pretty good. So, that's gonna be the end of the stream. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.